All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for joining in for today's session on gut cleanse for IBS. And we'll wait for another 5 minutes for everyone else to also join, and we'll get started. And meanwhile, we can utilize the next 5 minutes to get to know each other a little better. I can see a lot of attendees have already joined. Thank you for being so punctual and joining in on time. And yes, so I hope I am visible and audible everyone too clearly. If yes, can you please drop a thumbs up emoji in the chat box? If not, I'll try adjusting my settings. I hope I am audible and visible clearly. Can you please drop a thumbs up in the chat box? Right. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Okay, so I'm taking it as a yes that I'm audible and visible to everyone clearly. If not, for any glitches, you can drop in the chat box if I'm not visible or audible clearly. Koshin Kare is saying hello, hi Koshin. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If not, apologies. Hi Koshin, good morning. How are you? I hope everything's well from your end. And let's use the next 5 minutes, everyone, to get to know each other a little better. So, I would love to hear from which part of India or globally you are tuning in. So, please drop your cities or countries where you have joined in. So, I'll go first. Hello, everyone. I am Simran and I'm joining in from Hyderabad, India. How about others? How about the rest of the attendees who have joined us today? Okay, lovely. Koshin has joined us from Srinagar, such a beautiful place. Thank you, Koshin, for joining in today. And definitely, it shows your commitment and dedication for your one's well being. I hope, Koshin, I am properly audible and visible to you. How about other attendees? How about rest of the attendees? Where have you joined from? Okay, Koshin says yes, I am audible and visible clearly. Thank you, Koshin. Right. Okay. N. Balu has joined in from Hyderabad. Hello, Balu. How are you? I hope everything's good on your end. And yes, Santosh also is giving me a thumbs up emoji. Thank you, Santosh. Thank you. For any glitches, please feel free to drop the answers in the chat box. And Ankit says he has joined in from Mumbai. Hello, Ankit. How are you? I hope everything's going well on your end. So these sessions related to IBS and gut health we have been conducting for over a year now. Sometimes they are more about nutrition, sometimes they are more about mental well-being, sometimes they are focused on yoga. So every alternate Saturday or specifically the yoga sessions are happening on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. They're completely free of cost. Feel free to join them. My team will be shortly dropping our community WhatsApp link in the chat box. You can click on that community WhatsApp link and there will be sharing our upcoming webinar session links, which are largely centered around, as I stated earlier, mental well-being, nutrition and yoga. The mental well-being and nutrition based sessions we have been diligently keeping on every other day, and specifically on weekends we are conducting these sessions, so feel free to join them. And yes, all right, so I think we'll wait for another 1 minute. I can see a lot of attendees have already joined in, so another 1 minute to go. So I just want all the attendees to make one promise here, is that let's make this session as engaging as much as possible. Let's make it two-way, and feel free to drop your queries midway and we'll be taking it up in the end of the session. So make sure you are there till end of the session to get answer to your queries or anything around IBS or how you can manage it better. Alright. So my team has already dropped the community link of the WhatsApp. So feel free to join this community link. Here we'll be sharing a lot of tips and tricks on how to manage your IBS better, and a lot of sessions around yoga, mental well-being and nutrition, which is completely free of cost. The idea of this was to create awareness in the society about IBS, which is often misunderstood concept. So feel free to join and get your doubts clarified. All right. So, okay. All right, I think we can get started now. It's already 11:06. Thank you so much for waiting in so patiently, and welcome for today's session on gut cleanse for IBS. I hope my screen is visible to everyone and I'm audible clearly. So yes, welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in today for session on gut cleanse for IBS. So before we get started, I want to ask the attendees today, have you experienced IBS flare-ups post this festive season? Because this is that time of the year where we are attending a lot of parties, functions, events. So have you experienced IBS flare-ups post this festive season or post the party season? If yes, please drop a fire emoji in the comment or you can simply type yes. And probably we can reach out to you and help you understand better how you can manage your condition. Okay. Koshan says yes, he has experienced IBS flare-ups post-festive season. Uh, Abdul has also experienced it, and Feroz also says yes. Jissy Jacob also says yes. Uh, Anil Thakur is also saying yes, that he has also experienced IBS flare ups. And let me tell you, everyone, you are not alone. IBS is very common, especially after post festive season. There are chances that you can experience multiple flare ups, but need not worry. By the end of this session, surely you'll be knowing some tips and tricks on how to manage your flare ups in a better and holistic manner. So thank you for giving in your responses. And yes, moving further, I request all the attendees, please check your gut health index score. Gut health index is a very important tool which helps us give a clarity about what does your gut health actually stands for, what is the condition of your gut health. So a score of anything less than 40 indicates that your gut health is asking for help. So how you can actually check your gut health score is, so there's a QR code being flashed on my screen. Take your phone, scan the QR code, and if you have joined in from the phone, my team has already dropped the gut health index score link. You can click on the link and can check your gut health score. So I would love to know what is your gut health score. Please drop your answers in the chat box and let's see how many of us have a gut health score of less than 40 or above 8. Let's see where do we stand. My team has already dropped the link for gut health index. Please click on the link and check your gut health score. This gut health score has been designed by Dr. Reddy's in-house team of gastroenterologists, nutritionists, psychologists, and yoga experts. The idea of this gut health score was to give a clarity of what does your gut health actually stands for, and a score of anything less than 40 means that your gut needs to that you need to focus on your gut health immediately. So please feel free to drop your gut health score in the chat box. Alright, let's see how many of us have already taken. Okay, Neha has received a gut health score of 32. Need not worry, Neha. A score of 32 definitely implies that your gut health is asking for immediate relief and attention. But I'm pretty sure by the end of this session today, you know how to take your gut health score from 32 up till 80 to 90, which is actually an ideal gut health score. So please drop your gut health score in the chat box. Okay, Abdul Roof says that his gut health score is 85. Abdul, that's actually a very decent gut health score, and I would like to congratulate you for that. But okay, and Santosh says that the index is for weeks data. I have irregular over a period of 3 months. All right, Santosh, need not worry. My team will reach out to you and they can help you understand how you can take the gut health score, even if it's on the monthly base data. And Koshin says his gut health score is less than 40. Koshin, that means that your gut health is actually asking for immediate relief and attention. You need not be worried because you have knocked the right dose. The entire Dr. Reddy's Daily Bloom IBS team actually specializes in IBS and gut health, and we offer the science backed approach on how to manage your condition better. Feroz have received a score of 45, whereas Balu has received a score of 80, Prabhu has received a score of 75, Gagandeep has received a score of 55, and Anil Thakur has received a score of 43. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for taking up their score. And for those who have received a score anywhere around less than 60 or 70, it means that we need to work around our gut health and see how we can manage it better. For those who have received anything above 85 or 90, I congratulate. But let's get going and see how we can foster our gut health in the coming days and how we can get reduction in the symptoms. Yes, so let's get going. So, how will you be benefited from today's session? Today, we have experts on IBS who will be busting some of the common myths in and around IBS and how you can manage your IBS flare ups post this festive season. Along with that, we'll be also focusing upon certain trigger food elimination in IBS and how you can manage your stress better, and also we'll be sharing our gut cleanse post this festive season on how to get those flare-ups get going. And in the end, we'll be also doing a fun quiz, a trivia round on IPs, and the respondents will be getting their answers right. They'll be also receiving a free recipe booklet from a team. So make sure you are there till the end. And also, if you have any queries during the session or when we are addressing something, feel free to drop your queries in the chat box. And by the end of the session, we'll be answering them one by one. So let's get going. So I'll quickly introduce myself. Hello everyone, I am Simran. Sometimes you'll be seeing me moderating these discussions. Sometimes you'll be seeing me on the panelist side as well. By profession, I'm a clinical nutritionist, and so far I had the wonderful opportunity to interact and help over 1,000 patients of IBS and other gut health related conditions. Thank you so much for joining in today. Today we have IBS expert as Ms. Dhruvi Shah. She is our lead coach nutritionist. Dhruvi is also a registered dietitian and a clinical FODMAP certified nutritionist. Dhruvi has taken over 2,000 plus IBS and gut health patients. Thank you so much, Dhruvi, for joining in today. We understand you have a really busy schedule, but thank you so much for taking out time from your busy time. Thank you so much, Toby, for joining in today. So yes, before we get started, I want to point out something really important. Often we say that all diseases begin in gut and all diseases end in gut. But why does gut health matter so much? Why are we actually calling today gut as the doorway to our body? Dhruvi, can you please shed a little more light on this topic?
Sure. Thank you, Simran, for introducing me. Here it is mentioned as the gut is the door to your body. Now, what is the role of the door? To keep the bad out and take the good in, right? The similar action is being taken care by our gut as it maintains a barrier in uptaking the nutrients and avoiding the toxins to enter in our bloodstream. So it helps with a lot of things. It also includes digestion and nutrition. The gut is responsible for breakdown of nutrients and use it as energy, growth, and for repair as well. It also supports our immune system because 70 to 80% of our immune system resides in the gut. Um, it also takes care about mood regulation, production of vitamins, and again, like I said, detoxification or the barrier effect. Basically, it helps as detoxifying and elimination of the waste products.
All right. I think Dhruvi, it's very interesting. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, Dhruvi, I think it's very interesting to learn that how our gut is also responsible for production of certain vitamins. And I think a lot of time people who have poor gut health or any gut health related condition, we have often seen them, they are deficient in certain B specific vitamins like B12 and vitamin D as well, right?
Absolutely. So, majority of the nutrient uptake that happens, about 70% happens in the gut. Rest 30% is in the intestines. So, it could be calcium, iron, the B complex vitamins, D. All of these are mainly absorbed in the gut. And if your gut functionality is poor, then the nutrient deficiency is something that would be seen in a long run.
Fascinating to learn. I think to be that's one important area. I think a lot of gut and IBS related patients suffer from. So moving forward, I want to ask the attendees today that now that you have joined us today and giving uh, joined in today, I want to ask that what would an IBS symptom free life look for you? On the screen, you can see three different images. Image A says that improve work productivity. Image B says improve platonic and intimate relationship with your friends and family. Image C says that improve energy levels. So I want to ask the attendees today that what would an IBS symptom free life look for you? Is it image A, improved work productivity? Or image B, improved relationships? Or image C, improved energy? Please drop your answers in the chat box because before we get started, we tell you the tips, tricks, what is IBS. I think it becomes very, very important that we visualize first where we actually want to get going. So I would love to hear from the attendees what is their visualization is from an IBS symptom free life. Vishal says image B, he wants to have improved relationship with friends and family. Really glad to hear that, Vishal. Santosh says that image C, he wants to have improved energy levels, as well as Koshan is also asking for improved energy levels. And I think it's very, very, it's, I'm glad to see that people have also asked for all three options. And Abdul have also asked for image B. Koshan is saying, I guess all three. All right. Gagan is also saying image C, improved energy levels. Tushar has also pointed out for all three. Nishant, you have raised your hand, I can see here. If there's any query or if you want to drop your answers, please drop it in the chat box and we can take it up in the end. I'm so glad to hear that all the attendees today are visualizing what an IBS symptom free life look for you. And I'm glad that most of you have opted for either option A, B, or probably all three. And I'm pretty sure by the end of the session today, you would know what would an IBS symptom free look for you and how you can make it happen. So let's get it going and let's make an IBS symptom free life happen for you. So Dhruvi, can you please help us understand what does IBS actually mean and is it actually a chronic gut condition?
Right. So IBS is basically irritable bowel syndrome. Now, what happens is that the food that we take or the high FODMAP food that we take is not correctly digested by the gut. And because of it, it moves on to the intestines. Now, here in the intestines, ideally, it's not the place for digestion or breakdown to happen. But since it did not get tolerated or digested in the gut, hence it moved on to the intestine. Now, here it is acted upon the bacteria or the gas producing bacteria, basically. And that's the reason why there are a lot of symptoms that are observed. And indigestion is one of the common reasons why there's bloating, abdominal pain, diarrhea, gas, acidity. All of these are symptoms of IBS. Here, there's an interesting symptom which is also mentioned as stress. We'll be talking about it a little later. I'll explain it to you. How does IBS affect stress, or how does stress affects IBS?
Interesting. I think Dhruvi, altered bowel habits and abdominal distension is, I think, one of the common complaints which we have
Right.
seen in IBS. But a lot of time, people feel that this is something not very serious and need not be looked out for. So, how do we actually tackle that?
Right. So here, Mr. Santosh said that he has a symptom from over 3 months. So ideally, IBS is something when you have altered bowel habits for over 6 months. That is the main reason where you should be visiting a doctor and asking if it is an IBS or not. Now, to answer the question that you asked, a lot of people misinterpret IBS as a simple gut health issue, right, which can be cured by home remedies, like just popping in a Digene or some antacid, or just any other home remedies. But IBS is a chronic condition rather than it being a disease. It's a functional gastrointestinal disorder. So here the gut functionality is affected and there's no damage to the digestive system.
Okay. So, Dhruvi, I think in that case, it's safe to say that IBS is actually a functional disorder where we need to keep into account our lifestyle modification, which we'll be talking about in our presentation moving forward. But I think a
Correct.
very interesting concept with IBS is that a lot of patients go medically undiagnosed. How about that? Can you please point it out?
Right. So sadly, in India, there are approximately 25% of people who have IBS, but they do not know that they are suffering from IBS. If it is just bloating, we would rather just not eat food or just pop in a medication and not visit the doctor. So a lot of people don't visit the doctor, and that's the reason why they do not know that they have IBS. So I managing IBS versus managing just a simple bloating is very different. So if you know somebody who is having IBS, or if you see the symptoms of IBS, you should ask them to visit a gastroenterologist in that case.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dhruvi, for answering that. Now, I want to ask the attendees today that since we know IBS takes a huge toll on one's life, but again, this toll or impact in quality of life looks different for everyone. So, I want to ask that how has IBS impacted you? Has it caused you to miss special function or occasions with your friends and family? Is that the similar case for you? Please drop your answers in the chat box, and I want to hear from the attendees that how has IBS impacted you? Probably we can help you to understand and dig a little deeper that how we can manage, even if you are eating out or spending time with your friends and family, how we can do it a little more mindfully. So please drop your answers in the chat box. Second, has IBS impacted your travel? Because of the constant worry of finding the restroom nearby, has it impacted your travel itinerary, or it has caused you to stay at home and lock up yourself? Is it the similar case for you? If yes, please drop travel in the chat box. Third, because of the IBS symptoms, were you embarrassed in workplace? Did the IBS led to frequent bathroom breaks due to which you had to suffer embarrassment? If yes, please drop your answers in the chat box. And if there's any other way which IBS has impacted you, please drop your answers in the chat box. All right. So, Abdul says not able to take all foods. Yes, Abdul, food intolerance is, I think, one of the biggest impact area where we have seen IBS usually takes a toll on one's life. Feroz says it causes a lot of distress. Yes, Feroz, IBS and stress are directly related, and Dhruvi will be talking it more about that. How there's a constant frustrating cycle where an IBS patient gets stuck in. Balu says that because of IBS, his travel has been impacted. understandable, Balu, because a lot of time you're not able to travel. It adds to a lot of frustration and anxiety. So I do understand this. Abdul says it's adding a lot of stress. Santosh Babu says his travel plans have been impacted. Tushar says he's not able to focus at workplace. Understandable, Tushar. In return, IBS can also lead to a lot of time brain fog, difficulty in concentrating at workplace, and again, it can lead to a lot of frequent bathroom breaks. Vishal is pointing out that because of loss of weight has led to a lot of anger and distress. Yes, Vishal, I think in IBS, a lot of times since the digestion is not proper, your body is not able to extract essential nutrients, a lot of time it can lead to energy loss. Thank you so much for giving in your answers, and I'm sorry if I could not point it out on, if I missed out on anything, but need not worry, Dhruvi will be taking it up one by one, and we can understand a little more better that how how we can manage all these conditions in a more diligent way, and how you can achieve the travel, your weight, your improved work productivity back in shape by the end of the session. So please need not worry. Stay till the end of the session, because we'll be busting some of the common myths of IBS and how you can actually get back your life from IBS. So Dhruvi, I think in IBS when we talk about, we're talking a lot on bacterial count, or good bacteria or bad bacteria. So can you please help us understand what does this actually mean? Is there actually any imbalance that we need to be worried about when it comes to IBS?
Right. So our gut is the home for trillions of bacteria, right? There are good bacteria, there are bad bacteria. Now, what happens in IBS is there's dysbiosis. That is basically an imbalance between the two. So the bad bacteria content increases, and the normal or the good bacteria is a little less. And when there's a disruption of this balance, it is called as gut dysbiosis. Now, gut dysbiosis could be due to a poor diet, or it could also be due to chronic stress. It could be because of lack of sleep. So a lot of factors affect the gut and its biosis basically. Now there's something called as the gut brain axis. Okay, so the gut brain axis is a connection between the digestive system, that is your gut, and the brain, and this is how they communicate to each with each other. So they're constantly sending signals back and forth, and which is why sometimes there's stress or anxiety which could lead problem in the gut. Or it is other way around, wherein you are thinking about something and that's when you feel an urgent urge to pass motions, right? So sometimes people do say that I have a gut feeling, so that is actually because your gut is closely linked to your brain.
Yes, I think Dhruvi, a lot of time the gut-brain axis, especially when it comes to IBS, a lot of people feels haywire. They're not able to understand that when I'm feeling stressed, why are my IBS symptoms getting more flared up or worsening? So
Right.
that definitely that's the gut-brain axis in action. So Dhruvi, if I talk for an IBS patient, what are actually the triggers for an IBS episode? We know that there are more than 20 factors, but if we have to narrow it down, what are the top three factors if we have to say when it comes to IBS?
So there's apart from the food stress and infection, there's gut-brain axis disbalance. There's also SIBO. There's also stress and stress, right? So now, when it comes to infection, your body, like we spoke about, dysbiosis, right? So that's basically what is happening in the gut, and that's the reason why, because of IBS or because of infection, there's an episode or a trigger that we observe. Now, again, when it comes to stress, the disruption of gut brain axis, because gut produces approximately 90% of serotonin, which is the happy hormone. So if our gut is not functioning correctly, and if the hormone is either less or production is less, it could lead to anxiety, depression, irritability, which could lead to an trigger or an IBS episode because of the link that is disturbed. And most importantly, food, because if there's poor diet, if there's lack of sleep, if the water intake is not correct, all of this thing could lead to a trigger very easily. So correcting your food habits is very important. Correcting the lifestyle is important.
Okay. So Dhruvi, sense I think we are focusing more on the gut cleanse aspect of IBS. So can we talk a little bit more around the food triggers for IBS? I think one of the attendees have requested that can we talk a little bit in Hindi. So if it's comfortable with everyone, can we do a mix of language, English and Hindi, if it's comfortable with all the attendees? If yes, can you please drop a thumbs up emoji in the chat box, and probably we can take up this request and can do a mix of language so that it's actually understandable for everyone. Can I get a thumbs up from everyone if everyone is comfortable with a mix of English and Hindi? All right. Ashish जी has given a thumbs up. निशान जी ने भी thumbs up emoji दिया है. All right. So Dhruvi, I think moving forward, हम थोड़ा सा mix of language. I think we can take it up this request. Uh, all right. Okay. Dhruvi, can we talk a little bit more around food for an IBS patient? किस प्रकार से जो हम खाना अभी ले रहे हैं वो कैसे एक IBS patient के लिए ट्रिगर का काम कर सकता है?
राइट। तो फूड ट्रिगर्स में बेसिकली मैंने बताया था कि फॉडमैप और हाई फॉडमैप फूड जिसकी वजह से जनरली सिम्टम्स होते हैं। तो ये फॉडमैप क्या होता है? सो फॉडमैप इज बेसिकली फर्मेंटेबल ओलिगोसैकेराइड, डाइसैकेराइड्स, मोनोसैकेराइड्स एंड पॉलीऑल। ये सर्टेन प्रकार के कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स होते हैं जो खाने की वजह से, लाइक आई सेड, डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो पाता है। एंड इस वजह से ये सिम्टम्स हैं या जो ट्रिगर्स हैं या फ्लेयर अप्स जो नजर आते हैं वो हमें समझ में वो होते हैं। सो दैट्स द रीजन वाई फॉडमैप, जो हाई फॉडमैप फूड होते हैं, वो हमें अवॉइड करना चाहिए।
All right. So Dhruvi, can we have like quick food swaps which can actually help the attendees कि हमें high FODMAP के बजाय कौन से ऐसे low FODMAP options के लिए जाना चाहिए whenever we are there in the kitchen or doing some quick recipes?
सो फॉडमैप में पहले तो क्या होता है? सो फॉडमैप इंक्लूड सर्टेन फ्रूट्स, सर्टेन वेजिटेबल्स, wheat, अनियन, गार्लिक, छोले, राजमा, अ लॉट ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, राइट? तो अभी ये हाई फॉडमैप जो है व्हीट, हमें इसको स्विच करना है एंड वी कैन यूज राइस, साबुदाना या फिर जो मिलेट्स आते हैं ये। मैदा नूडल्स की जगह पे राइस नूडल्स, बीट रूट की जगह पे कैरेट, कैप्सिकम एक्सेट्रा। शैलेट्स या स्प्रिंग अनियन की जगह पे जो ग्रीन टॉप्स ऑफ स्प्रिंग अनियंस है, इससे हम स्वैप डेफिनेटली कर सकते हैं।
Okay. I hope all the attendees have already taken the screenshot. मैं आशा कर रही हूँ कि सारे attendees ने already screenshot ले लिया है for the deck. And next time whenever you're going to the kitchen, you know what are the right alternatives. And मैं hope करती हूँ कि जब आप next time kitchen में जा रहे हैं तो आपको पता है कि right alternatives कौन से हैं या फिर मुझे कौन से food options के लिए जाना है. Wheat के बजाय जैसे आपको पता है rice या millets and बाकी सारे options जैसे अभी ध्रुवी ने बताया. All right. So Dhruvi, since it was the post-festive season, काफ़ी सारे festivals रहे हैं अभी तक, since it is that time of the year, can you tell us some quick, easy hacks on how we can manage the IBS flares? Because इस समय पे कहीं ना कहीं bloating, indigestion and acidity बढ़ जाती है. तो किस प्रकार से हम इन symptoms को manage कर सकते हैं? Dhruvi, can you please help us understand that?
डेफिनेटली इंडिया में आई थिंक पोस्ट जून जुलाई दैट फेस्टिव सीजन दैट इज गोइंग ऑन। तो ये सारी चीजें जो है, कीप इट हैंडी विथ यू सो दैट यू नो कि अगर कोई ट्रिगर या सिम्टम आपको हो रहा है तो हाउ टू मैनेज दैट। So first is peppermint tea. It generally reduces abdominal pain. It has a calming effect और bloating भी कम करने में हेल्प करता है। इसके अलावा देर आर दीज देयर इज क्यूकम्बर रायता। सो बेसिकली इट गिव्स अ कूलिंग इफेक्ट, क्यूकम्बर भी और रायता, योगर्ट भी। सो बेसिकली एसिडिटी कम करने के लिए ये हेल्प करता है। लैक्टोज फ्री योगर्ट ओट स्मूदी। तो ओट्स बेसिकली इज फाइबर रिच, राइट? हम जनरली कहीं पे भी बाहर जाते हैं तो मोर ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स होता है या फिर फ्राइड फूड वगैरह होता है, हम फाइबर को काफी ज्यादा निग्लेक्ट करते हैं। सो मेक श्योर कि आप ओट्स आप इंक्लूड कर रहे हो आपके पूरे दिन में, सो दैट द फाइबर इनटेक इंक्रीजेस एंड आपका कॉन्स्टिपेशन भी कम रहेगा इससे। Lastly, curd rice. Now, curd rice is a soul food, right? अगर आपको कोई भी symptom हो रहा है, you switch to a simple food जो easily digest हो सकता है. तो curd rice is something which will help in managing diarrhea or any other symptom for that matter, क्योंकि ये gut को काफी relax feel करवाता है because there's not much digestion that the gut has to do.
I think, Dhruvi, these are very doable options, I must say, and these options can be easily inculcated in our day-to-day activity and lifestyle. Thank you so much for sharing in today. So next we have a quick trivia round for all the attendees today. So we'll be giving some food sops to you, a simple two questions, whatever till Dhruvi has shared, it will be based on that. So the respondents who will be getting their answers right, they'll be receiving a free recipe booklet. So अभी हम एक ट्रिविया राउंड खेलने वाले हैं एंड जिन भी रिस्पॉन्डेंट्स के आंसर्स राइट होंगे उन्हें मेरी टीम एक फ्री रेसिपी बुकलेट भेजने वाली है विच इज़ कम्प्लीटली IBS फ्रेंडली एंड फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. So make sure you put your answers in the chat box. So the first question we have for today's session is, which of these is an IBS friendly alternative? Cashews or peanuts? इन दोनों में से कौन सी IBS फ्रेंडली ऑल्टरनेटिव्स हैं, कैशूज या पीनट्स? प्लीज़ आप अपने आंसर्स चैट बॉक्स में डालिए एंड लेट्स सी हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस हैव गॉट द राइट आंसर्स. ऑल राइट. Prabhu says peanut is the right answer. Vishal says peanut is the right answer. Koshan is pointing out cashews is the right answer. Santosh, Ashish, Nishant, Rajkumar, Ankit has also pointed peanut is the right answer. Whereas Jissy Jacob says that cashews is the right answer. So, Dhruvi, can we please solve the mystery here and can you help us understand which of these is actually an IBIS friendly alternative?
Right. So basically, cashew nut is high in FODMAP, so peanut is the correct answer. Peanut is low in FODMAP, and it is very easily digested and broken down in the stomach. So that it's less likely to cause a trigger. But again, portion size is important. So around 28 grams of peanut is what you can use in the entire day. Now, when it comes to cashews, it has high levels of galacto-oligosaccharide, which is a type of carbohydrate that is difficult to digest for people with IBS. So it could lead to symptoms like bloating, gas, diarrhea, etc.
All right. Thank you so much, Toby, for the answers, and congratulations to the respondents who have got their answers right. Yes, Ashish, you have won this trivia round, and you'll be shortly receiving our free recipe booklet from our team. So the last round we have for the last question we have for the trivia round is, which of these is an IBS friendly fruit, papaya or watermelon? इन दोनों में से कौन सी IBS फ्रेंडली ऑल्टरनेटिव है, पपाया और वाटरमेलन? प्लीज ड्रॉप योर आंसर्स इन द चैट बॉक्स. आप अपने आंसर्स चैट बॉक्स में डाल सकते हो. All right. Vishal says papaya is the right answer, whereas Ankit is saying watermelon is the right answer. Nishan, Ashish, Tushar, Arun, Jissy is pointing out papaya is the right answer. Rajkumar says Ankit, Santosh is pointing out watermelon is the right answer. Ismail says papaya is the right answer, whereas Feroz and Prabhu are also pointing out watermelon. So we can see a lot of people are voting for watermelon, whereas some of them are voting for papaya. So Dhruvi, can you please help us clarify which of these is actually an IBS friendly alternative?
Right. So this option is a little tricky considering in summer, watermelon is something which gives us, satiety, and since it has high water content, we feel good after having watermelon. But sadly, watermelon is high in FODMAP because of its fructose content, which is little difficult to digest by our stomach, leading to bloating, gas, diarrhea. But papaya, on the other hand, has an enzyme called as papain, which aids in digestion and it alleviates the symptoms like bloating and indigestion. And of course, it also has a moderate amount of fiber, which could really support the healthy digestion.
I think that that's very interesting to learn, Dhruvi, that how a simple enzyme can actually change the entire way the food get digested in our body. So thank you so much for that. And congratulations to the respondents who have got their answers right. You'll be receiving a free recipe booklet from our team. Many congratulations. So let's get going and understand that now that we know what is IBS, what are the symptoms, now let's get a little bit deeper inside how we can manage these symptoms better, how we can actually manage the imbalance of these bacteria in our body a little better. Over to you, Dhruvi.
Right. So I would want the participants to answer the question to this. Imagine there's a polluted lake, right? Now you want fishes to flourish there. What would you do? Would you clean the lake first and let the fish flourish, or would you just add on to multiple fishes and see if they are actually, flourishing or not? So here, basically, whenever there's a polluted lake, we would clean it first, and then we would expect the fish to grow, right? Now, it's the same with our gut as well. Whenever our gut is triggered or when there's a flare up that's happening, we need to understand why the flare up is happening, and we need to take care of the symptom rather than just looking at how to manage it. So we should first understand why the symptom has occurred and reduce that rather than just looking at managing your symptoms. So basically, gut cleanse is something that would really help. So what do I mean by gut cleanse? So removing all the possible triggers from your life, right? From your food, from your stress, and all of these things. So removing all the possible triggers could lead to managing your gut a little better, because post that, if there's a symptom trigger that happens, you know why the symptom trigger is happening, and then it is easier and better to manage rather than going about it clueless. So cleansing your gut, also managing your stress, improving your water intake, the physical activity, and removing all the possible triggers could lead to better management of IBS and improved quality of life.
Thank you, Dhruvi, for underscoring the importance of gut cleanse. I need not worry, attendees will be sharing a little bit more about how this gut cleanse can be achieved within a period of 4 weeks. So make sure you are there till the end to understand step-by-step process of gut cleanse. So before that, I want to share quick data points here that for the people, for the patients who have completed 4 weeks of gut cleanse with us. So for them, 80% of people have seen reduction in bloating, 70% abdominal pain has gone down, whereas 78% reduction in diarrhea and 65% reduction in constipation. So if you see, on an average, 70 to 60% of symptoms have gone down just by doing a simple 4 weeks of gut cleanse. Yes, you heard me right. Only and only 4 weeks is what you require to get your symptoms reduced for IBS. So here I want to share a quick IBS relief story of a female homemaker from Hyderabad who was 40-year-old. She came to us with complaints of constipation, bloating, gas, loss of appetite, and she was barely eating 700 kilocalories per day. And before she came to us, her gut health score was just 32, like many of you out there. But when we did our gut cleanse program, when we slowly started to remove those foods which were not helping her, which were actually triggers for IBS, her appetite also gone up, her bloating and indigestion gone down, and now she was able to eat full meals, almost 3 meals in a day without any worry, and it also lead to improved quality of life, improved and better relationship with her friends, family, and especially her son. So you can be also part of one of such IBS relief story. So today I ask all the attendees today, what choice of wellness you want to make today after hearing the entire session about IBS and the gut cleanse. The choice one you have today is to figure out and try various options for relief and go around again the frustrating cycle of trial and error where you eat something and then see symptoms and then eat something and then not see symptoms. So that is the choice one you have today. Or the choice 2, where you take the control in your own hands, where you make the right choice, where you know what foods to eat and what to avoid. So, what choice you want to make today? Choice 1 or choice 2? I want to hear all the attendees. Please drop your answers in the chat box. Santosh says he wants to opt for choice 2. I'm glad, Santosh, you are opting for choice 2. It's the right choice towards your one's gut health. Uh, Jesse Jacob says, clean it. Absolutely, Jesse, the gut cleanse is the basis, the foundation if we want to go ahead with the IBS relief. Yashodra, Santosh, Prabhu, and Ashish are also opting for choice 2. I'm glad that many of our attendees today are opting for choice 2, and I understand a lot of times asking for help is not easy, but I want to congratulate and appreciate. I'm really proud of each one of you for making today a choice 2, which is the right choice for your own gut health. Feroz and Tushar has also opted for choice 2. I'm really proud of you, Feroz and Tushar, for opting today for choice 2, which is the right choice for your gut health. So, what does this right choice actually comprise of? This right choice comprises of 4 weeks of gut cleanse plan. What does this 4 weeks of gut cleanse plan is? It is the first step to understand what works for you and what does not to reduce your IBS symptoms. These 4 weeks of gut cleanse includes two phases. The phase 1 is actually a discovery call. This is a one-time nutritionist call where nutritionists get on a audio call or video call based on your convenience to understand your dietary history, food likes and dislikes, geographical preferences, and medical history. Why? So as to ensure that whatever plan we are giving you moving forward, it should resonate with your habits and your goals. For example, for one of our patients, she was diabetic and lost almost 15 kgs of weight and was also a patient of IBS. We were able to take into account all these medical history and were able to give her a diet which was accommodated and also focused on IBS and other medical conditions. Why are we looking out for food likes and dislikes and geographical preferences? Because a lot of time people state they belong to, they like to eat the food, and they also have a sense of relatability to the plan being offered to them. So that's what phase 1 of discovery includes for you. Phase 2 of gut cleanse, that is where all the magic happens. In the phase 2 of gut cleanse, we are removing all those possible trigger foods of IBS which might give you IBS symptoms. So in these 4 weeks, you interact with nutritionist on a weekly basis and interact with your wellness coach once in 2 weeks. And along with that, you'll be also doing morning yoga session with our yoga experts on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. But what if you're not able to attend these yoga sessions? Need not worry, we have backed you. Our team has already recorded these yoga sessions, and if you feel you have missed out on any, our team is happy to share the links with you. So all of this is possible in 4 weeks of gut cleanse. So once you are done with these 4 weeks of thorough gut cleanse, we also give you a detailed report on your symptom reduction. For example, you came to us with constipation of 5 times in a week, whereas after doing gut cleanse, your constipation was reduced to just 1 time in a week. So these kind of details are also being given by our team, given by the experts out there. And if you have any doubts around these two phases, phase 1 which is discovery and phase 2 of gut cleanse, please feel free to drop your answers in the chat box. So today, let's feel healthier and happier you. And how all of this is possible? It is possible by Dr. Reddy's Daily Bloom IBS limited time offer. Today we are launching our special discount offer where this 4 weeks of gut cleanse at an MRP of 4,000, we are giving you almost 50% off, and you can access this 4 weeks of gut cleanse at rupees 2,000. My team has shared the link in the chat box. You can click on the link, enter your email ID and phone number, and can pay rupees 2,000 for these 4 weeks of gut cleanse. Yes, today we are launching a special discount 50% off for the attendees who have joined in for today's session. What does this IBS gut cleanse include? This IBS gut cleanse at rupees 2000 is a 4 weeks personalized tailor made plan for you. Here you work with nutritionist one on one. These are not community session. Here you are working and interacting with your nutritionist one on one, who are experts in IBS, who are experts in gut health, who know what they're doing with you. Second, you also interact with mental well-being coaches one on one. Third, you are also engaged in IBS focused yoga sessions for bloating, inflammation, for insomnia, for weight loss, weight gain. So all of these details are being captured in these 4 weeks of gut cleanse. My team has dropped the payment link in the chat box. You can click on the payment link, enter your email ID and phone number, and can make the payment and be a part of Daily Bloom IBS family of gut cleanse. Experience the relief today. Gain back your life from diarrhea, constipation, gas, and bloating. Eliminate your trigger food items, experience relief, and rediscover yourself. Many of you pointed out that you wanted to gain back your energy levels, improve quality of life, improve relationships, and improve work productivity. So, this is your answer. These are the 4 weeks which gives back your life from IBS. This is an approach backed by science, powered by Dr. Reddy's. People who came to us with problems of diarrhea, constipation, gas, bloating, and others with 5 times per week. After doing just 4 weeks of gut cleanse, their problem was reduced to 2 times per week. So be a part of this journey, gain back your life today from IBS. Please click on the link which my team has shared in the chat box. Uh, all right. So, does it include? Feroz is asking, does it include any medications as well? No, Feroz, this does not include any medication. Our plan is solely and solely focused on right diet, mental well-being, yoga. These are three approaches which we work upon. Vishal Jain is saying it is showing 2999. Vishal, you can click on the link which my team has shared below. It will be showing rupees 2000 only. Let me know if you face any difficulty. Feel free to drop your question in the chat box. And Tushar says, can we cure 100% from IBS? Tushar, yet a very, very interesting and most common asked question for IBS. So, Tushar, when we started our entire webinar, we pointed out it very clearly that IBS is actually a disorder. And since it's a disorder, it does not have any clear identifiable root cause, and due to which we never work upon curing part. We always and always focus on management for IBS. So, for example, if you are removing certain triggers, if you're identifying those triggers, half of your problem is solved. Half of your battle has already been won from IBS. It is similar to diabetes, if I point it out. Now, in diabetes, we say that, for example, as long as you're away from sweets or sugary foods, your blood glucose is pretty much controlled and well stable, right? But the moment you eat anything sugary food or anything sweet, your blood glucose shoot up. Similar thing in IBS. As long as you stay away from your triggers, your IBS is well managed. The moment you include any of these triggers, your IBS symptoms comes running back to you. I hope, Tushar, I was able to address your question. If not, please drop your question in the chat box. And meanwhile, what we can do, we can take up the questions, and Dhruvi can answer them one by one. And I forgot to tell that only and only 30 seats we have available today at the plan of rupees 2000, because the actual retail value of this care plan is rupees 4000. But since many of you have joined us today on morning to get going for your gut health, so that is why we are offering these 30 seats for the next 10 minutes at a special value offer of rupees 2000. Meanwhile, please drop your questions in the chat box and we can take it up one by one. Over to you, Dhruvi. Now we can take up the questions there.
Definitely. If there are any questions, please write it down in the chat box. I will take it up.
Okay, I think many of our attendees, Dhruvi, have asked that is our plan also including medications or supplements?
So, basically, medication or supplement you should always be taking according to what your doctor is suggesting. So, ask the gastroenterologist because there are a lot of probiotics, nutrients, multivitamins that the doctor would suggest based on your blood test reports. So, it's better to ask your gastroenterologist about the dosage, about what medication to take, and for how long.
Thank you, Dhruvi. Nishant Ram has raised his hand. Nishant, if there's anything, please drop your question in the chat box. And team, if it's possible, can you please unmute Nishant and can get his query addressed? Meanwhile, Dhruvi, we can take up this question. Feroz has asked that how do we actually identify the triggers for IBS?
That's a really good question. So, imagine there's a bonfire, okay, and there's some sparks which is still left, and you put a petrol in it. What would happen? It would definitely lead to a bigger fire, right? But imagine the entire fire is put out, and then when you put petrol or something, there's no effect that's going to happen. So similarly, when you have eliminated all the triggers, that is the gut cleanse phase, and you know now the symptomatic relief is 80%, 90%. So that's when you start to reintroduce one trigger at a time, you would understand if that specific food or that specific food group is a trigger for you or not. So that's how we understand how what the triggers are and what your tolerances are. Sometimes those triggers in a minimal amount is something that you may be able to tolerate. So the reintroduction part is where you understand about your food triggers tolerances.
Thank you, Dhruvi. I think before we actually get on identifying the trigger part, as you rightly stated, that gut cleanse is the basis and crux of actually going to a second level of identification. The very first, we have to lay a very strong foundation in order to ensure that we know now what foods to eat and avoid. Next question we have here is Ashish, she is saying that no need to take any medicines, only attend yoga and follow take home meals and also use Hindi. Ashish ji, as you have rightly pointed out that डूइंग अ लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन कहीं ना कहीं हमें हेल्प करता है जब हम आईबीएस के बारे में बात करते हैं बट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स एक कॉमन मिथ जो आईबीएस में हमने देखा है कहीं ना कहीं ध्रुव फील फ्री टू ऐड कि कहीं ना कहीं ज़रूरी नहीं है कि होम मील्स आपके आईबीएस सिम्टम्स को वेल मैनेज रखे बिकॉज कई बार साधारण से दिखने वाले फल फ्रूट सब्जियां भी आईबीएस के ट्रिगर्स की तरह काम कर जाते हैं समथिंग एज सिंपल एज आपकी फूल गोभी या फिर समथिंग एज सिंपल एज बीट रूट्स वो भी आपको आईबीएस के फ्लेयर रखते जाते हैं ध्रुवी प्लीज़ फील फ्री टू ऐड एंड शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस हियर.
Absolutely. But it's rightly said that yoga and diet can do wonders. Because when you're on medication, there are symptoms that happen almost on daily basis for most of them. So taking medication every day becomes like a tedious task to do, right? But if you know what your triggers are, if you have understood what how your gut is functioning, or you're listening to what your gut has to say, in that case only when there's a severe symptom that happens, only then you need to pop a medication. So that's just a simple management process that you need to go through: the gut cleanse, the reintroduction, and that's how you will understand about what your gut is to say to you, and that's how you'll be able to manage your IBS better, and it will reduce your medicinal intake.
Definitely, Jyoti. I would like to congratulate Neha and Ravli. They have already bought the plan. And congratulations, Neha and Ravli, and welcome to Dairy Bloom IBS family. And I'm sure the 4 weeks of gut cleanse plan can take us from anywhere to everywhere and can open a lot of locked doors. And definitely, we'll be helping you moving forward. My team will be shortly reaching out to you for next steps moving forward. Congratulations and welcome to Daily Bloom IBS family. I can see a lot of questions in the chat box, so I'll take it up one by one. Vishal Jain is asking, A lot of time I feel the food is stuck in the throat and due to which feel pain near chest, and that leads to anxiety, also a lot of back pain issue. Dhruvi, how can we manage or address this?
So basically, this is acidity or bloating. All right, that's the reason why you feel that there's food which is regurgitating or coming back up, and you feel that it is stuck in your throat. All right, or that there could be bloating. That's the reason why when you eat food, you feel so full that you, even after taking a sip of water or maybe like half a bowl of rice, you could feel really full. So managing that, and like we are focusing on gut cleanse, basically removing the triggers and correcting your lifestyle which is causing bloating. If we get on to that, that's how you will be able to reduce this feeling, and you will know how to manage your symptoms better.
Thank you, Dhruvi. And in addition to that, Vishalji, I want to also add that our team is expert in GERD and acidity management as well as along with IBS. So, if you want this issue to also be addressed, our team will be happy to accommodate and help you manage this condition better. Because a lot of time we have what we have commonly seen is IBS patients come with a lot of other comorbidities as well that also needs to be addressed. So it's not just in isolation IBS, but there are other medical conditions also. Vishal Jain is saying my issue is GERD and acidity only. Vishal Jain ji, in that case, I think gut cleanse plan will be the right choice for you because we are working with a lot of patients who have GERD and acidity and for whom the problem has been significantly brought down. Yes, Vishal, that will be covered in the session of the gut cleanse plan. Yes, the issue of GERD and acidity will be covered in 4 weeks of gut cleanse at rupees 2000. You can click on the payment link which my team has shared and can enter your email ID and name and can make the payment. All right. The next question we have Balaji is asking, does beetroot will increase the IBS constipation? Yes, Ravi, can you please address that?
Okay, so beetroot basically is a high FODMAP food. Now, when it comes to IBS, there's everybody has different gut composition, right? So the diet plan which could work for somebody may not work for you. So when it comes to addressing or knowing your triggers, now beetroot may be a trigger for you, and that's the reason why it is leading to constipation or leading to a symptom flare up. So, how would you know this? Is definitely by eliminating or doing the gut cleanse and avoiding the beetroot, and understand if that was a trigger for you or not.
Alright. Thank you, Dhruvi. This is again one of the common myths which a lot of people have that all fiber is beneficial in IBS, but it's actually a misconception when we talk for IBS because fiber overload or say not all fiber will help us to manage our constipation better. So thank you for that. And I again want to highlight here that we are already booked for 17 seats and another 13 seats to go. I just want to highlight again that we have 30 seats only which are available at rupees 2000 and the link is valid for the next 10 minutes. So I request all the attendees to please click on the link and make the payment and be a part of 4 weeks of gut cleanse by Daily Blue Maldives family. Meanwhile, we can take a few questions. I know we have already crossed our time limit. Uh, all right. So Tushar is asking, ginger water can reduce inflammation. Yes, Dhruvi, can you please address that?
Right. So, ginger or most of the herbs of the Indian herbs are something that helps in managing IBS. So, ginger can definitely aid in digestion, and that's how it would reduce your symptom. So, it is not directly an anti-inflammatory, but yes, it does help in improving digestion, reducing inflammation. Similarly, jeera, methi, all of these Indian spices or herbs are something which are useful, and you should be adding them in your daily life.
Thank you, Dhruvi. Thank you for that answer. A lot of time people are not aware that their kitchen might be having some of the unknown secret ingredients which can actually help them in to manage their condition better. So thank you for that. And one of our patient, our attendee has asked that, do you mind, if you don't mind, how many days should it take Dulfax syrup, which is actually a laxative? So Dhruvi, can you please help us address that? Because again, a long-term dependency on laxatives can again lead to a lot of other complications. Or how should we go about that, Dhruvi?
So yes, laxatives could be addictive and it could in turn lead to damaging your gut even more. So, taking laxatives, like I said, medication, you should be asking the doctor. He's the right person to guide you about how much dose or for how long should you be taking a medication. But definitely to manage that, you need to correct your lifestyle, your the FODMAP. You need to know about the FODMAP. You need to know about your triggers. You need to do the gut cleanse and understand what food is actually causing the trigger, and doing just that would reduce your medicinal intake like we spoke about.
Okay. Thank you, Dhruvi, for addressing that question. And Vishalji has above asked her that when do we start the plan? So I'll just brief on how do we actually work around here is. Now, for example, Vishalji, you click on the link, make the payment now, your activation and everything else is completed. My CRM, customer relationship manager, reaches out to you. They give you a welcome call, and since it's and gives you a welcome call. Within 2 to 3 days, a nutritionist is allocated to you. The nutritionist reaches out and they do a phase one of discovery. They take your deep dietary recall. Once that is done, again a week's time or 4 days time is taken because we are working a lot around personalization. For example, what are your goals, preferences, cuisine you like? So all of that we capture here. Once we are done that, your plan comes on the application of Daily Bloom IBS. There you follow a weekly plan. In the weekly plan, we are covering the recipes, ingredients, serving size, the calorie count. So everything is being covered by our team. After completing a 1 week of plan, you get in touch with your nutritionist, discuss what has been your journey over a week, any challenges you faced, or anything you felt that was missing or you want to add on. So all of that is being covered by a nutritionist. Once that is done, that's how you get going for the next 4 weeks. That is what we do in nutshell. And I hope Vishalji, your doubt was clear about when do we start the plan. Next question I can see here, Santosh Babuji has asked me, with respect to nutritionist in the plan, can I get a nutritionist local to my region? Definitely, Santoshi. We have patients working pan India, in fact, globally. We have patients from Jammu, we have patients from Gujarat, we have patients from Manipur, we have patients from South India. And since the food largely differs, we have the nutritionists who are expertise in those particular regions. For example, we have a Telugu nutritionist, we have a Kannadiga nutritionist, we have a Gujarati nutritionist. So all of these details are being captured. Need not worry. Our team will give you the right nutritionist based on your preference. Okay, so Vishal is saying I'm traveling this month, so we can start plan as per our choice. Sure, Vishal, you can start the plan as per choice. All you need to do is to make sure that you mention it to the customer relationship manager that you want to start the plan after a month. Since this coupon code, this launch offer is valid only and only for today, you can make the payment now and let the customer relationship manager know that you want to start after a month. I hope your doubt was clear, Vishalji, and as well as Santoshi. All right. Okay. Maitri has also asked me that what does these 4 weeks will actually include. As I've previously stated, Maitri, it's a 4 weeks program. 4 live nutritionist sessions are there. 4 weeks of personalized diet plan. Two live mental well-being coaches are also there to help and assist you. 12 live yoga sessions are there. Detailed report on symptoms. 10 yoga training pre-recorded modules are also there, and all of this is possible at just rupees 2,000. housing, my team has already dropped the payment link in the chat box. So make sure you click on the payment link and be a part of Gut Cleanse by Daily Bloom IBS. Meanwhile, Dhruvi, we can take a few questions, I believe. I know we are running short on time, but I think we do have the capacity for two or three questions, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so one of the patient I can see here, one of the patient Uttara has asked that how about Rajma and Chole? Will I be asked to restrict it, or what kind of dals will be given to me in this kind of plan?
Right. So Rajma and Chole again are high FODMAP. So yes, restriction is important. In dal, if you go to see, there's moong dal, arhat dal, urad dal. These are the few dals that you can enjoy. Even lentils is something that you can enjoy without facing a symptom. But again, portion size is also something which is important to be taken into consideration. So, if your portion size for a low FODMAP food is also on a higher side, that could lead to indigestion or bloating. So, correcting your portion size, knowing about high FODMAP food is something that you need to know about.
Alright. Uh, Thank you, Ruby, for answering that question. The next question which we can see here is, I think a lot of people have put up in Q&A also, that I am a 90-year-old, okay, celiac and gluten-free diet, 40 kg. I'm not able to really understand this question. Uh, let's see. Okay, so Dhruvi, I think what I could understand is that are we following a gluten-free diet in this gut cleanse plan?
Yes, gluten again is a protein which is found in wheat and which is difficult to tolerate for some IBS patients. So initially, like I said, we need to avoid most of our food triggers, and that's the reason why we need to avoid wheat as well.
All right, got it. So Dhruvi, does that mean that a patient will be asked to avoid wheat for the rest of your life, or is it just for a period of 4 weeks?
Definitely not. Like I said, that triggers are different for everybody. So we need to do the gut cleanse to understand what our triggers are. So we need to add them back in a manner wherein you know about what your triggers are and what is actually causing a trigger and what portion is causing the trigger to you. So it's very easy to understand that, and if wheat is not your trigger, you can definitely enjoy that without facing any symptoms.
Alright, got it. Thank you, Dhruvi, for addressing that. And I think we are done for the day. And my team has already dropped that last 7 seats are left. We are all booked with 23 seats for this program of Gut Cleanse plan. Let me again highlight and reiterate that this is a one-on-one session. This is not a community program. Here you work one-on-one with your nutritionist. You have dedicated coaches who will be helping you in this journey, and you can click on the link which my team has shared in the chat box, and also you can join the WhatsApp community. There will be sharing a lot of tips and trick around IBS, how you can manage it better, and what is the right strategy moving forward. Vishal Jain is saying is that payment is not going through. Team, can we please address that? Vishalji, what exactly problem are you facing? Okay. Payment decline, he has tried multiple methods. Team, can we please address and take it up? Vishalji, you can share your number and email ID. Our team will reach out to you to assist with next steps. Is there anyone else who is also facing similar difficulty? If yes, please let us know, and our team can reach out to you to assist for the next steps for the gut cleanse plan. Let me just help and see if we are facing any difficulty. I hope Dhruvi my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let us just quickly take our attendees on how to make the payment. You can click on the payment link which my team has shared, enter your email ID, and you can enter your phone number here and can click on pay rupees 2000. And all you need to do is to scan this QR code on our UPI ID, how you usually do. Once you scan this QR code, you can make the payment of rupees 2000, or you can just write your UPI ID or number, or any other way you want to make the payment. We have card option available as well, or net banking, whatever you feel is convenient for you. You can pick for that option itself. I hope Vishalji you're able to do it now. You can scan the QR code and then make a payment. If anyone is facing a similar difficulty, please feel free to reach out to us in the chat box. Okay, Santosh Babuji is saying that I presume this is a 14 weeks program with 4 stages. I have heard about that. Yes, Santoshi, you are absolutely correct that this is the 14 weeks program, and we are offering the first 4 weeks of the program. If you like it, if you feel that you're responding well to the program, you can upgrade it to as full program. That is not our worry. Right now, it is the 4 weeks, and you can experience firsthand how you're responding to the program. Once you feel that the relief and care is there, you can extend it to the another 10 weeks. So the first 4 weeks are in continuation with the next 10 weeks. I hope, Santoshi, I was able to address that query. Alright, my team has already shared the payment link in the chat box. Santoshi, for example, if you make the payment of rupees 2000 now, for the next 10 weeks of the program, you're supposed to make an additional payment of rupees 5000. But it's completely up to you. It's not compulsory that you have to buy the 10 weeks or you need to go with the 10 weeks. If you feel, if you like the program, that it's working well for you, you can make an additional payment of rupees 5000. And if you see the entire 14 weeks of the program, the actual value cost for that is rupees 12,000. But since we have a lot of festive season going on, so we thought why not help in patients out there with IBS management and give them this special value offer. I hope I was able to address that, Santoshi. And if you have, I'm requesting all the attendees, if you have any difficulty in payment or any doubts which you feel that Dhruv or I was not able to address, you can fill the Google form which my team has shared, and the team will reach out to you. And you can also access a free nutritionist call if you want. And we can close for the day, and I'll just cross confirm with my team that how many seats are we booked today. All right. Okay, Santoshi is saying that that may suit more as my symptom cycle is over a month. Yes, Santoshi, if you feel that a 14 weeks program is better for you and you want to go for a full program, need not worry. Can you please drop your number in the chat box? My team will reach out to you for a full program activation and how to get going. Yes, Santoshi, you can drop your number in the chat box and we can get it done. Okay, Firozji is saying after the payment, are we receiving any confirmation? So Firozji, once you make the payment and everything else is done, my team automatically reaches out to you. You need not worry, your money is safe with us, and you'll be also receiving a confirmation. If you download the application, everything will be activated and my team will automatically can reach out to you. If you want assistance in the payment part, you can drop your phone number in the chat box and my team will directly reach out to you. Firozji, can you please drop your number in the chat box then? Okay, Jesse Jacob is saying, can we know how I can view the recording again since I missed most part? Jesse, is there any specific part you want us to highlight? Okay, Feroz G has already dropped his number. Team, can we please reach out to them for Feroz G? Okay, Feroz has already done the payment. Welcome Feroz to the Daily Bloom IBS team, and definitely we can help you with 4 weeks of gut cleanse program. Okay, Jesse is saying, can I hear it again? Jesse, let me talk to the team if we can share the recording. I'm not really sure for that. If we can, my team will reach out to you. Can you please share your number in the chat box? My team can reach out to you then with the recording of the session. All right. Thank you, Santoshi, for joining in, and we can get going then. All right. So, if you have any doubts, any queries, please click on the Google form link which my team has shared, and my team will be reaching out to you for any queries or any assistance you need. And make sure you are part of also WhatsApp community of Daily Bloom IBS team. It's a small knitted community for IBS, moderated by me and other coaches. There we are sharing few tips on how to manage your gut health condition better. Alright, I'll just request my team to again share the community link in the chat box. I hope the community link is visible to everyone. You can click on the WhatsApp community link and be a part of Daily Bloom IBS team. Alright, then see you the next week, everyone. Thank you for joining in today. And if you have any doubts, any queries, please feel free to reach out to us. You can click on the Google form and our team will reach out to you. Thank you for joining in today, and congratulations to all the 30 people who have taken the first step towards IBS relief for the gut cleanse for your IBS journey. Welcome to Dr. Reddy's team, and let's get you the much needed IBS relief which you wanted. Thank you everyone for joining in today, and have a great week ahead.